Whoa, 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 yo, hold up. Delete that comment that you were just typing. Hold up just a second. I'm trying to save you from making yourself look like a fool down in the comment section. So hear me out. Don't just base your comment off of the title. Now, welcome to Walking and Venting, episode number 4 for the 2022 season. This series is exactly what it sounds like it is. It's me walking along the edge of my property as I vent about a hot topic when it comes to the Miami Hurricanes. And this is absolutely a very, very hot topic we have today. Now, I want you guys to know that you're always free to voice your opinion on my channel, but especially in this series. They are hot topics for a reason. I bring up things that maybe people are a little afraid to give their opinion on. Maybe, they're afraid of, the backlash or whatever it may be, but I want you to know that you can be blunt and honest in this series. On every single one of these videos, it is a judgment-free zone. So say whatever you want. So let's go ahead and get one disclaimer out of the way, however. I probably titled this video something like, "The Miami Hurricanes cannot start Jake Garcia." And I know a bunch of alarms are going off for you guys and you don't understand what's going on. I want you to know that I am 100% on board with Jake Garcia starting against North Carolina. And I actually think that it is the right call. It might be a tough call for Cristobal or Gaddis or Ponce or whoever has to weigh in on this. But for me, I have seen all I need to see from Tyler Van Dyke in this Josh Gaddis offense. I don't want you guys to take it as hate. I don't want you to think that I dislike Tyler Van Dyke. That is not the case at all. Everything that I do on this channel is constructive criticism. It is all out of love. But at the same time, football is unforgiving, and I want to win. I want us to put the best guys out there on the field to give us a chance to win the games. And it's very apparent after 4 weeks into the season that Tyler Van Dyke is not that guy. But let me elaborate a little bit. Let me dive deeper into that statement. When I say that Tyler Van Dyke is not that guy, I mean Tyler Van Dyke is not that guy in Josh Gaddis's offense. And you have to understand that at this point, guys, whether you like it or not, Josh Gaddis is our offensive coordinator, whether you're a fan of his offense or not. This is what the offense is going to be for the 2022 season. And yeah, maybe he can make a couple of little small changes and tweaks here and there, add some new formations and whatever else. But we're not completely overhauling the offense. We're not taking his current playbook, tossing it in the trash, and him making a new one. That was what the offseason was for. So it's too late for that. So what that tells me is that we have to put the quarterback out there that runs this offense the best to make the most out of it. And it was very obvious, guys, whenever they pulled Tyler Van Dyke and put Jake Garcia in, that this offense just runs smoother under him. Now, putting Garcia in does not fix the Josh Gaddis offense. I also want that to be known. It's not going to be just a complete night and day difference, but it's very obvious that he's much more comfortable in it. And it's also very obvious that Garcia is either more comfortable or just more confident in taking deep shots. He's more confident in pushing the ball down the field, which we've not seen so far from Tyler Van Dyke this season. Go look at the stats. Go look at them. I'm not going to sit here and repeat all of it. The proof is in the pudding. You can go online and look. You've been watching the games, you know. And I really feel like that, Tyler Van Dyke doesn't try to hide who he is. And what I mean by that is Tyler Van Dyke is calm, cool, and collected. He doesn't get up too high. He doesn't get down too low. The problem with that is, in my opinion, you need the quarterback to be that leader on offense. Everybody's turning around and looking at the quarterback, the receivers, the running back, the O-line. They're like, they're in the huddle, and they're like, what do we do? They're looking to the quarterback. And Jake Garcia is going to be more of a vocal leader, in my opinion. He's got that swag about him, the way that he carries himself. And you could tell as soon as he came into the game that everything changed. The crowd erupted. Now, to be fair, they're going to be frustrated since TBD had been struggling. But the crowd erupted, and then just the body language amongst the team was totally different. Night and day difference, full 180. And I'm huge on body language, guys. I preach this on my channel so much. Body language is huge. And I've not been feeling Tyler Van Dyke's body language going all the way back to the Bethune-Cookman game. When you look at him, just go back and watch the games, guys. His body language screams uncomfortable. He looks so not confident at all. And again, you know, I do possibly think that we crowned Tyler Van Dyke too early. I really do. And it's no shade at Tyler Van Dyke. It's just, honestly, if he went over to SMU and followed Rhett Lashley, he'd probably be balling out. I'm assuming that Rhett Lashley is still calling plays over there as the head coach. I don't know. Don't quote me on that because I don't know the situation at SMU. I don't care about SMU. I'm just keeping it real. But this offense just does not allow him to shine. Now, again, to be fair, I'm not putting the blame on one person. It's a group thing here. You got to blame Tyler Van Dyke. You got to blame Gaddis. You got to blame the O-line at times. You got to blame the receivers for the drops. But again, go back to the game against Middle Tennessee, and it looked quite a bit different under Jake Garcia. Like I said, it wasn't perfect, but it looked different. So let's get into the actual meat of this thing, as I just ranted for like 7 straight minutes here. I firmly believe that sitting Tyler Van Dyke and leaving him on the bench and playing Jake Garcia is the right move. That gives us the best chance to win our remaining games, period. However, I actually do not believe, I don't believe that Mario makes that decision. Now, I could be wrong. You guys might come on here, you know, UNC week and say, Coop, I told you Mario Cristobal was going to leave Jake Garcia in there. But let me explain for just a second. Mario Cristobal finds himself in a very tough spot here. This is a really, really tough situation because we could very quickly and easily have a full-blown QB controversy on our hands. A situation where we don't have a true QB1 for this team, which is dangerous in my opinion. Guys, we played the QB hokey pokey before. We know I could throw some names out there. N'Kosi Perry, Jaron Williams. I could go on and on, right? And I hate it. It gives me the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. Weird feeling, man. So what happens is, let me give you a scenario. And I'm sure other people have made this analogy. I'm not going to be the first one. Mario Cristobal spent all offseason preaching about Tyler Van Dyke being that dude. That's our guy. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the ACC, possibly in the country. And he comes out and he's been struggling these first 4 weeks. So, you know, he put all of that trust and all of that into Tyler Van Dyke. And then if 4 weeks into the season, he turns around and benches Tyler Van Dyke for Jake Garcia in the North Carolina game, and then Jake comes out and struggles. Let's say Jake comes out and just lays a goose egg in the first quarter. Just looks absolutely terrible. It's more of the same is what we're seeing from Tyler Van Dyke in Josh Gaddis' offense. Then if Mario turns around and benches Garcia and calls TBD's name again and says, yo, you got to come be our savior. We need you to come back in. Listen, I know that Tyler Van Dyke loves the Miami Hurricanes, and of course he's going to give it his all. But you're telling me that in the back of his head, he's not kind of like, oh, now you want me to come save the team? Now you trust me? Now you need me to come in? It creates a very weird situation here. And you can sit here and deny it all you want. But there's such a big part of football is the mental game. I tried to say 2 different things at the same time. A big part of football is the mental game. So now you have also killed Jake Garcia's confidence because you decide to give him the reins. You say, you know what? You were QB2. You are now QB number 1. We're putting you in the game. Let's ride. Then you get tossed on the bench after the first or second quarter, and then you bring TVD in. Then what if TVD comes in and also plays bad? Then what do? You bring in Ja'Cory Brown? I love Ja'Cory Brown. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to make a point here, right? So what I feel like Mario Cristobal is going to do, again, guys, I could be wrong. And I don't want this to be the case. I'm just trying to be Mario Cristobal. Play pretend. I think that they play Tyler Van Dyke in the North Carolina game, but he has an extremely short leash. Like I said, I'm probably not the first person to say this. He has an extremely short leash, and if he doesn't come out and just ball out, I think by the first quarter, the end of the first quarter, they bench him, they put in Jake Garcia, and they ride it out with Jake Garcia for the rest of the season, regardless of what happens. Because Jake Garcia would technically be the next man up, and he would be the future of the program. It's obvious that, a lot of the teammates want to play for him. They rallied around him. But I just personally think that that's probably what Mario ends up doing. I made it known right out of the gate at the beginning of the video so everyone knows my stance. I think that you have to start Jake Garcia for the rest of the season. It's not out of hate. It's purely out of constructive criticism and love from me. Because this offense doesn't work with Tyler Van Dyke, man. It doesn't. And it's too late to change it. It is what it is. We are where we are, and we have to make the best of it. So, again, we can point fingers at Gaddis, but we got to get a QB in there that still gives us an opportunity to win as many games as possible this season, especially with ACC play starting. So Jake Garcia is the man, but I don't know if Mario Cristobal wants to take that chance at this point in the season. But you guys let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel down in the comment section below. Like I said, it still doesn't fix Josh Gaddis' offense at all. There's got to be some big time changes with that. There is some promise there. There have been some positives and some things I've seen that I've liked, but it really seemed like that we backpedaled with our offense, like just in total. Honestly, the team effort period backpedaled. We regressed from that Aggies game. Like, how did the defense, I'm changing gears here. How did the defense that only gave up 17 to the Aggies give up 45 to Middle Tennessee? Bro, every time I think about that, I get heated. Like, I don't understand. Are the Aggies that bad? Is Middle Tennessee that good? It comes down, for me, to us being inconsistent. There is no consistency week to week with this team. How do we fix that, man? How do we fix that? It's on the coaching staff, man. It's on the coaching staff, in my opinion. They get paid millions of dollars to figure this thing out. We got to get everybody on the same page. And, I think there's a little bit of an issue here, maybe a disconnect, some chemistry issues amongst the coaching staff. We talk about chemistry with the players, right? We're talking about Tyler Van Dyke and the receivers. No chemistry, timing's off. Well, what if there's some chemistry issues amongst the coaches? Which is something I preached in the offseason. I said, hey, we've got this, all-star staff that we brought in. But what if Gaddis and Ponce don't see eye to eye on some stuff? What if it creates some issues? What if, Adai and Kevin Steele don't see eye to eye on some things? It can create some issues. And I do think that you're seeing some of that. It's their first year coaching together. So just because they're all-stars, just because they bring in this amazing resume, doesn't mean they work well together. And I know I've been kind of negative in this video, but again, I want to be better. I'm just trying to keep it real, man. That's what we do around here. So let me know what you think. Number one, who should be QB number one, in your opinion? And also let me know what you think Mario actually does. We're all just guessing and assuming. And it's okay to do that. It's not about being right or wrong in this scenario. Because at the end of the day, even if you want to be the one that makes the decision, you absolutely are not. This is going to be something that Mario sits down and they figure this thing out. It's not going to be about what the fans say or what the fans want. It's going to be what they think puts us in the best position to win. Because we don't see practice. We're not there. But, maybe starting this week, in my opinion, you maybe kind of start to split the reps up between Garcia and TVD. Now, one exception, let me close by saying this because we're going a little long here. One exception would be if really Tyler Van Dyke has just completely let this go to his head and he's just checked out, and Garcia just comes out and balls out every practice. Like, I mean, he comes in and makes a statement and he says, I am QB1 now. Watch me work. Let me show you. If Jake Garcia comes in and practices like that, then I don't think Mario has any choice at that point. Like, I think you have to give Jake Garcia the go. There's no way that you could even put TVD in there with a short leash. So this is Jake Garcia's opportunity to step up, in my opinion. So we're going to see what decision gets made. I wish nothing but the best for Tyler Van Dyke, and I want him to succeed, but it's very obvious that he's not going to in this offense. I think we've seen enough. You can say that it's early, but man, I've seen enough. Jake Garcia is QB number 1 in my eyes, and we'll see what Mario decides to do in 2 weeks against North Carolina. Vent away. Let me know your opinions down in the comment section below. Ooh, man, this was a good one. This was a good one. I needed to say some of that and get that off my chest, y'all. Remember, though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.